My name's Chase Waterwall. I'm a criminal defense attorney here in Galveston, Texas. I've been practicing since 2020. My career has spanned from being a probation officer for about 10 years or so. Then I became a Navy JAG officer before I became a prosecutor for 2 years, and I am currently a criminal defense attorney and have been so for about the last 3 years. So we serve people in the Galveston County area. So if you live in Galveston, if you live in Leak City, Lamarck, Dickinson, any one of those places or any other place in Galveston County, we serve you. So my background gives a very unique perspective as an attorney. I was formerly a probation officer for about 10 years in Nueces and Galveston County. That gives me some very specific knowledge to how the probation departments are run and what people can expect when they get placed on probation. I've also served as a prosecutor here in Galveston County as well, so I know exactly how some of these judges are going to look at cases. I know how these prosecutors are going to look at cases and how they're going to focus on the facts in the elements of the charge. Also, as a defense attorney, I can use that knowledge that I've gained as a probation officer and as a prosecutor to specifically attack the case and see if there is a possibility for a best possible resolution based off of what I know the prosecutors are going to be looking at. Furthermore, as a probation officer, I've been on that witness stand. I know exactly what it feels like to get questioned by an attorney, whether it is cross, whether it is direct, and I know exactly how that feels and how I can guide my clients. What I love most about the people of Galveston County is that they are good, honest, hardworking people. My family grows up here. My father, my mother raised me here. I know the type of people that live in Galveston County. I know the type of people that are hardworking, want to do the right thing, but sometimes those types of people find themselves in a situation that is uncomfortable and potentially unsavory and potentially harmful to their careers, their lives, their families. So what I like to make sure I can do is put those people at ease when they get put in that situation. I know what they're going through, I know what we can do to help them out, and I want to make sure that they can get their lives back on track. Whether that is making sure that we put forth the strongest defense possible to attack the charge that the prosecutor is trying to allege, or finding the most favorable outcome for them to ensure that their lives can go back to some sort of normalcy. So the reason why I became an attorney was because I was already in the courtroom on a constant basis. As a probation officer, and specifically as a court liaison officer, I saw people going through the worst times of their life, going through a criminal justice system that a lot of them had never been through. And then they came out on the other side, sometimes not for the best. Their representation wasn't the best. They weren't seen as the priority. And so I wanted to become an attorney to make sure that the people of Galveston County specifically were seen as a priority, and the best possible outcome was garnered for them. Every morning when I get up, I think about my clients. Whether it is a Monday morning, a Saturday morning, a Sunday morning, I'm constantly thinking about what I can do to help them out. As I've said before, I am somebody that has a priority for my clients. I want to make sure that they are properly represented, and that means focusing on them, focusing on their lives, and focusing on their defense. When I'm talking to people that are dealing with criminal situations, when they've been found on the wrong side of the law, a lot of times people can be very emotional. A lot of times it's their first time going through this type of a situation. So I want to make sure that I take the steps to make sure that they are calm, they are understanding, they know what the process is, because I don't want a person that I'm representing to be overly anxious, to be upset, to be angry. I want them to have a full understanding so that they can allow for me to best possibly represent them. The first thing that we do to lower the stress and anxiety level of the people that we represent is that we listen to them. We understand what their concerns are, and then we let them know this is the roadmap. This is the process. These are the steps that we're going to take to best represent you. We want to make sure that their stress level is low, they understand what's going on, and that they know we are there to represent them to get the best possible outcome for them. Our firm's main goal is to make sure that people understand what's going on. I think clients will choose this firm because they know that we are so good at communicating, prioritizing the needs of the people that we represent, and as I've stated, we are integrated in this community. We know the judges, we know the prosecutors, we know other criminal defense attorneys, we know what works and doesn't work, and we want to make sure that you are the main focus and priority, and I think that that's really why a lot of people will hire this firm, is because they know they're getting such good representation. If you were watching this video and you're on the fence about hiring an attorney and you're worried about the cost of that attorney, I think you really need to take a look and make sure you understand what you're facing. It's not just potentially a fine, you could potentially be looking at jail time. You're weighing the cost of your freedom. And I think that when you look at the cost of an attorney, it's appropriate to see what you can afford, but I want to make sure that you understand that good legal representation, is not necessarily cheap, and you're paying for what you're going to get. So if you are concerned about your freedom or your job or your family, those are things that you should also consider when you're looking at an attorney. If you have a question about your criminal case, give our firm a call. We would love to help you out.